Welcome to Dubai, still the jewel in the crown of the UAE, and for over 40 years now, a home to the Olympic sport of rugby sevens. This magnificent desert stadium, purpose-built for the World Cup back in 2009, and the venue now for round 2 of the HSBC Sevens World Series. It's the Emirates Dubai Rugby Sevens. The women kicked off their season here yesterday, but the men started last month, of course, on Australia's beautiful Gold Coast, where New Zealand put down an ominous marker in their title defence.
Weber in New Zealand. Now, it's 18 seconds. They will try and go coast to coast. And the hollow. Pete Clark, no worries, and he's going to run away and have the final say. So it is 33 points to 19. Make that 38 now with the kick to come. They'll hit 40. Thoroughly deserved victory. The Gold Coast Sevens for 2013. Wonderful champions, New Zealand.
This weekend here in Dubai, Samoa start as the defending champions at the Emirates Dubai Rugby Sevens. And from here it's straight down to South Africa, where New Zealand have reigned supreme for 4 years. We'll kick off 2014 with a change to the calendar, the bright lights of Las Vegas and the USA Sevens first up. And 2 weeks later, New Zealand's capital Wellington hosts round 5. In March, Asia welcomes the series first in Japan at the Tokyo Sevens. And from there, the teams hop to Hong Kong and join up with 12 other nations vying for core team promotion for next season. The final battles will once again be in Europe, first in Glasgow, host city of next year's Commonwealth Games, and finally in London and Twickenham, home to a world record crowd for Sevens last season. So New Zealand sitting pretty then at the top of the HSBC Sevens World Series standings on 22 points, 3 clear of Gold Coast runners-up Australia. Plenty of others not far behind though, as we head into the opening day's play here in the men's 4 pools of 4. New Kenya coach Paul True locking horns again with New Zealand's Gordon Titchens. Ben Ryan and his Fiji players facing his old team England for a second time already this season. And to take you through the first of the matches here on Keep Rugby Clean Day at the Sevens, Gavin Cowley, and first, Willie Losay.
Yes, a very good morning and welcome to the Sevens of 2013. We've seen the points that were available, and this is what's going to be available for the 16 teams. The Cup winners will get 22, runners-up 19, and they'll go all the way down to where the semi-finals in the Shield will take 1 single point. Let's have a look at the first game, and what a mouth-watering prospect it is. South Africa up against Argentina, the first in Pool D for these two sides. Let's have a look at the head-to-heads of these sides. South Africa lead 27-12 in the series with just the 1 draw, and they last met last year in Hong Kong, with South Africa on that occasion lost by 21 points to 0. South Africa on the left in their traditional shirts, and Argentina with a new strip. Let's have a look at the two teams that will be starting, and Neil Powell, the coach of South Africa, showing the ultimate respect for Argentina. Dry, Horn and Brown are there. Back in action is Africa, and have a look at number 7 in the reserves as well, Branko Dupree, who's back for the South Africans. Argentina are a few new players, or 1 new player in particular, is in jersey number 3, and they will be captained again by Bruzzoni, Nicholas Bruzzoni. Referee from Scotland is James Matthew, 28th match in the World Series, and sitting alongside me from South Africa, Gavin Kelly. And Gavin, wow, this is a big match for the South Africans.
They've generally travelled pretty well to Dubai. They like coming here. It hasn't been a great start of the season with the Gold Coast, finishing in 4th position there, but still, this is a team that's got something to be reckoned with. He's not starting today, Cheslin Colby. He's down on the bench, but he's a terrific player, and there's a lot of pace in this team with Olengo and Africa too. Well, it is Cecil Africa that gets us underway. Early morning here, if you're watching these pictures from wherever around the world. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you can stay with us too, because we're in for a mouth-watering prospect of games right throughout the day. Argentina in their new strip. They look more pink than anything else, but I think they're bright orange. It's peach, Willie, it's peach.
Oh, it's peach, okay, all right. Nice sort of peach, a bit nicer than what the England team used to have with their, I think it was Cangerillo orange or something ridiculous, but
in between the purple.
Is that what it was? Yes. And the kick ahead now. Questions being asked of Africa and getting a chance to test that knee, and down he goes. Now South Africa with possession, but straight down and on the tackler. And so first the penalty to...
Some really terrific play there by Brazzoni just to get them out of trouble, Argentina, in their own 22. He's a nuggety guy, carrying it up well. Again, showing the value of a good kick. A good kick into space where the sweeper's not in place. And South Africa, of course, that's one thing he does bring to the South African team, is his ability to get back just with the speed that he's got.
Well, of course, he was the IRB Player of the Year in 2011, now an IRB Ambassador for Fair Play.
Plus he's got 94 tries behind his name, so a great attacking force he is too.
Herdald gets it in and retrieves it now back to Africa, the man we've been talking about. Looking now to bring one of the players in to set a target. Herdald's done very well in the time that he has been in the sevens. That looked forward, and it was. Well, there is Santiago Gomez caught up, of course the man that has scored 230 tries in his illustrious career.
He's one of 9 changes really of the 12 teams that have got new men in charge of their teams, and certainly he's had a terrific career, has Santiago Gomez Cora. He understands sevens obviously through that experience, and they're always a team to be reckoned with, Argentina, so it is a tough one for South Africa, who maybe come into this game as favourites, but it's a difficult team to play against, Argentina.
Very early here in the morning, if you're watching the crowds, capacity crowd today, and there is the captain, Nicholas Brazzoni. Brazzoni tries to find some space, and now the runners answer his call, and that's the speculator that's gone forward. Just showing how dangerous they are, though, Gavin, on that occasion there, with Brazzoni taking the quick tap.
He's very much the key, is Brazzoni. There's Neil Powell, of course, 32 tournaments that he played in too, so he comes with a lot of experience, still a very young man.
Well, 0-0 in this match between two superpowers of rugby sevens. South Africa on the right, the Pumas in the new tangerine strip. Is that what we're calling it?
Oh, that's what we're going to call it.
Peach. Not sure about peach. I'm not sure about the colour peach on men.
Well, the referees wear pink from occasions as well.
This is true too. Depanar got isolated, and the turnover here, Brazzoni wants to tap and go. They've spent all the time down in the South African half, yet to be rewarded with a try, but numbers are there, and just a mistake from Argentina, but now they look to just pick up and drive and set the play some 6 metres out. Frankie Horn comes in to try and hold up, as does South Africa. It'll be a turnover. In fact, it is a turnover because Frankie Horn has ripped it clear. Herdald, he's got lovely feet. A lot of mistakes here coming in from the South Africans, and they're spending time in their own 22. Lengo, he's got plenty of pace, as Jambo Lengo. Well, the South Africans look rattled early in this match, and they've got it out to their captain, Kyle Brown. Possession, the key here in sevens. Africa, Herdald, Ulengo has Frankie Horn on the outside if required, but decides to back his own pace. He's got on the outside now. Ulengo, straight out foot race. Has he got the pace? He won't be caught. And just like that, South Africa score their first try.
Well, that's from a position of great depth, close to their own 22. They backed themselves, and the key thing I think there too, Willie, was that they looked after possession much better than Argentina. De La Fuente was the one who took it up and then lost it, unfortunately for Argentina. But this man has got real jet shoes, as Jambo Lengo, man from Bloemfontein.
Well, that's taken 3.5 minutes for the South Africans to score their first try. Kepasoni was the man on the outside for Argentina and couldn't get across in time. Africa looking to add the extras. Prolific point scorer that he is, but just pushing it wide on that occasion.
He's improved his goal kicking immeasurably, has South Africa, as the foremost kicker in the side. There are others too, but one of the key things too for them too are the front three that they've got. They've got over 115 events amongst the three of them, so there's a lot of experience in this South African team, as well as the youngsters that have been brought in.
Well, as we saw, they're almost 4-1 basically possession that South Africa have enjoyed, even though they've been camped inside their own half. Well, Argentina need to respond now. Being the dominant side, DiVincenzi gets it back to his captain, who looks for the comfort of some space, but South Africa has read it brilliantly. Africa out to the try scorer, Ulengo. Big and strong and tackled on this occasion. They know how dangerous he is. And South Africa now through dry. Players out to the right. Herdold loops, links, and then feeds his captain. Brown stays in support. This is much more clinical than what we're used to seeing from the South Africans. Frankie Horn. Horn reaches and scores.
Well, pressure really being brought to bear here in Argentina. Terrific play too by Carl Brown. He'll want to forget last year, where he broke an ankle and in the first match that they played, but he was very much part of the mix. Frankie Horn's key thing here is he stays on his feet, gets the little handoff, and then straightens up enough to get over.
Well, it's his 52nd consecutive event. He really is one of the power forwards for South Africa, and that kick from Argentina giving possession to South Africa. Very similar position to the first try. Has he adjusted the kicking style? And it's got worse.
I'm afraid that's a shocker. But they'll be pleased to be into double figures for South Africa. Two good tries here. One from depth and the other was well crafted. And that man, of course, a great experience in the South African team.
That's a beautiful restart, giving his players a chance to get up and compete, and Brown goes up and tries to win it. Brought down by Argentina, and a hand in there, so this could be a penalty to the Argentinians, and there it is. Captain Bozzoni wants to get on with it. Can Argentina open their account? Siren has sounded. Muller. Tackled there by Depinar, and also Ulengo is there. Now it's cleared from Rival. Gaston Rival one-on-one. The pop pass up to his captain Bozzoni, and Rival is up on his feet again to play halfback. Now they've got some players and possession, have Argentina. Pushing it wide, someone needs to go straight. DiVincenzi says that he'll take Brown on the outside. DiVincenzi reaching out, and the touchline wins.
That's going to be half-time, Woody, but I must say that South Africa really, they've worked really hard on their defensive patterns in recent years. They've got it well organised, and they showed again on that occasion with a 2-on-1. Excellent effort from Carl Brown.
Here at half-time, South Africa lead Argentina 10-0.
Ons moet ons tieners vinniger daar kry. Maak jy besluit vroeg om die bal in kontak te vat. As tieners vinnig daar skram of vinnig daar. As ons bal hou, is hulle in moeilikheid, boys. Ons hou ons bolle. Keep on working. Let's get on work better. Okay, we commit in die raks en anders is in moeilikheid. Coach, we try to beter beter. Maar hy pille. Moenie te gaan skuif. Pille moet te gaan skuif. Want hulle pick and go to beat die ou blokke vanaf. En dan stand verder. Get the fuck away from the ruck there. Get away there. Don't get engaged. Moenie te right gaan. Right boys. Go fight. Luister. Ons doel is eerste 3 vir ons. Ons moet gaan skoor. Yes.
Well, some very clear messages there, Willie. I'll do some translation for you from the Afrikaans that was spoken there, and it really, he was saying they know it's not going to be easy. What's very important is their defensive pattern, that they hold it and that they score quickly in the second half, just to extend that lead.
And what did Gomez Corda say?
I knew you were going to come with that one. Working on my Spanish.
The signal for the players out to the left. A restart by Rival, and he's found some space in behind Ulengo. If this goes out, it'll be a magnificent start for Argentina, but just millimetres away. A try scorer in the first half retrieves it. It's not a bad kick. Well, happy hunting ground here in Dubai for South Africa. They've won the Cup on 3 occasions, 2003, 2006, and also 5 years ago in 2008.
Interesting. Argentina have completed 20 passes to the 11 of South Africa. And again, you can just see the effect of the South African efforts with the ball that they have had, which is less than Argentina.
Rizzoni finds his target, Ivacenzi, and now they play the direct game. Here's the captain. He should have given the ball, Rizzoni, because there was a player that was spare out to his right. Turnover here from Africa. All rights to the ball, and he's won his team a penalty.
Isolated, holding on the ground.
Challenge for Argentina there really was the man was in front of the potential passer, Rizzoni, so that's why he held on to it. Second turnover for South Africa in this match, close to their line.
Well, Africa did magnificently there on that occasion. Not only did he make the tackle here and stop the captain here, but he came in through the gates and then all rights to the ball. Well, there you go. Gomez Corder knows that in these matches you don't get too many opportunities, and that was one that's gone begging. Chris Try, the man that they will go to, and well, he got left a little bit there. Brown, I think, was supposed to lift, but it was just Frankie Horn that got him up. And now Ulengo, Jumbo Ulengo, opts for the kick. Coming back in the sweeper position is Rizzoni. He's been busy as the Argentinian captain. And Leval. Gaston Leval. Well, the defence from the South Africans rather is very good. The Pumas looking to try and get a wide. Good catch and pass out to Muller. And now Argentina trying to get their first try in this match. Possession is good so far. One of the new guys on the field, Alvarez, he's here on debut. Herdold is there to make the tackle. Quickly recycled. And now Argentina are looking good. A good line out up here to the left. The big wide pass, if this finds hands, it could be the first try. And Muller should have the angle and the pace. Axel Muller finally scores for Argentina, and they're back.
An absolutely vital score for them too. That for once South Africa lost their structure in their defensive patterns with Jumbo Ulengo was a little bit too far in. There was a 4-on-3 situation, and for once Argentina really made it work well. They worked their way down into South African territory and then opened up space. A reasonably easy run-in for the man who made his debut down in the Gold Coast, Axel Muller.
Well, this showing the worth of having a goal kicker or scoring the tries close to the post, because of that they're only 3 points behind now. 10 plays 7. Fresh legs from Neil Powell as well. He's taken off the experience of Kyle Brown, Frankie Horn, and also Herdold. So calling on the bench nice and early.
And he knows he's got good pace on the bench too, and I think that will be his way to move his players around, just make sure that they stay fresh too. It's a long tournament.
Well, the all-important restart here from Gaston Rival. He's looking for more space. Was successful in the first kick of the second half. That's Colby, the man that we heard a little bit about, and it'd be good to see him get the ball in hand. Now the wide pass from Africa out to another one of the new players on the field. This looks like it's Mastret. Well, he's quick as Mastret with his first touch of the ball. And South Africa looking to strike back straight away. Outside their own possession, here's Koch. Werner Koch.
Way 11.
Possible turnover, but the referee thinks they've come through the wrong way.
You're on the mark.
Now they've got it back. The quick tap, and Chris Dry will run away to score South Africa's third. Great experience from the young man from Grey College in Bloemfontein. Knew that they were not back on side. He tapped it to himself, and he just ran through one of the easiest tries in his career.
Well, I think you're right, Willie. That's exactly the word you use, is experience. He knows exactly what he's got to do there. The quick take, no one can touch him, and he got through. And I think we've also seen the value of, as Cecil Africa makes 100% sure that conversion of bringing two really pacey players on. Sampi Mastret and Cheslin Colby are two of the replacements that bring something special to the South African team.
This young Werner Koch, what can you tell us about him?
Well, he too is, things are pretty new for him. He's came through the structures of Craven Week, which is the schoolboy rugby competition in South Africa, playing for the Pumas. And he's a good cover for hooker, the hooker position too, so a good all-round player.
Well, South Africa showing why they are such a dangerous threat. No sooner had they conceded the try, they immediately struck back. Now asking questions of Argentina inside their own 22 through Raval. Into help is Moyano. You can see how physical the South Africans are at the breakdown there, making it a contest. Cortez, another new player onto the field for Argentina. Ball is free, and so he's just come through and picked it up as Dupree, but he's offside. Well, the Argentinians will be desperate now to try and score their second try through Moyano. It's been good defence here from South Africa. You can see them closing the gap. The line speed is good. Putting pressure on the Pumas here. Moyano. One to beat. Great defence from South Africa from Colby.
Okay.
Small knock on there.
Disappointing that, Willie, for Argentina, really. They've got to make it work a little bit better. If they find a gap in route one and they've got a 2-on-1 situation, they've got to score tries. I think just also they try to play South Africa a little bit too close in. And the difficulty for them is that South Africa have the pace out wide. Chisholm Colby, the quickest guy in the South African team, and someone who's played Super Rugby too for the Stormers, is a very difficult man to get around. He'll catch you from behind anyway. But somehow or other, Argentina, who's still in the race, really, they've just got to try and hang in and see if they can get another try.
Yeah, unfortunately, the clock is not their friend because we're into the last 10 seconds of this match. 2 tries required. Really, it all comes down to points as well, so they'll be desperate to try and score their second try. All the men in the peach and white shirts, Argentina, they'll get the advantage because the South Africans were offside. Now desperation, Alvarez pushes it wide. 2 more passes would have released the fresh man that was out wide. No advantages, so they'll come back here. Yes, says Scottish referee John Matthew, and on with it goes Argentina.
No hands. Play on.
Well, they've made some fundamental mistakes of Argentina by giving away possession and turning the ball over there. I think it was Colby who's got it and done a magnificent job for South Africa. And Maastricht did well. As did the other man. Cock has just come on. Well, they'll just kick it out here, surely. Save petrol for it live to see another day. So South Africa too good for Argentina in the opening match here in Dubai, winning the match by 17-7. So there are some of the stats. Tackles completed. South Africa made a lot more of them. As the opposite 22, and possession kicked pretty even there, along with the passes completed.
Well, South Africa captain Kyle Brown. Kyle, both for you and also the team, it starts a lot better here this year than it finished last year.
Yeah, I think I made more than 2 minutes, so I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, I don't think any of our team were underestimating the RGs. They always come out fighting, and they love to play, so it was a good game for us.
They had an emotional and inspirational capping session here with the great Joost. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, Joost is an absolute icon back in South Africa, and you know, it was a real honour to have him there last night. It's difficult to put into words how much it means for him to be there with us.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, guys.